And welcome to Joe Goddard Field here in Coal City, West Virginia. Tonight, Video Production presents high school baseball. The Independence Patriots, 14-2, play host to the Bluefield Beavers. They are 11-3. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry, and sit back and enjoy this live streaming game here on Video Productions tonight. We think we're in for a great game, as I mentioned earlier. Independence 14-2, taking on Bluefield 11-3. One of the three losses that Bluefield had earlier in the year was to Independence when they played at Bluefield. So we think we're going to have quite a game here this evening. We are running about an hour late due to some traffic difficulties for Bluefield to get here, and they finally got here and, of course, had to go through their warm-ups and take infield and all that. But we'll be ready momentarily. 14-2 Independence against 11-3 Bluefield. We'll take our first break, come back, give you a lineup, and get going. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Lock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle.
First for the Bluefield Beavers is going to be number 2, Bryson Redmond.
Hit stop. And we welcome you back to Independence. We're ready to get the game underway between Independence and Bluefield. Atticus Goodson on the mound for the Patriots of Independence, and the first pitch of the ball game is high ball 1. It is Redmond, Rockness, and Harmon, the first three batters that will hit here in the top half of the first inning for the Bluefield Beavers. This pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play, and the count will even at 1-1. As we get going here this evening here in Coal City, West Virginia, I want to let you know that the game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. Indoor Air Incorporated is a proud supporter of student athletes of Raleigh County. And you want to get hold of us. The next pitch is inside, or called for a strike on the inside corner. Jeff Varney is the main guy at Indoor Air, and for all your heating and cooling needs, give him a call at 304-890-2212. So this is the leadoff man for Bluefield, Brian Redmond. He'll be followed by Rockness and Harmon. And the pitch from Goodson, and that's inside. The count will even at 2-2. Glad you're with us here, streaming live on Video Production. 11-3 Bluefield against 14-2 Independence. And Goodson set, and this pitch is swung on. That ball is a big high hop to the second baseman, Monroe. Monroe able to flip it over to Lester for the first baseman for the first out of the ball game. So 1 up and 1 down for Bluefield. And that will bring up Davis Rockness, will be the hitter now for the Beavers. Defensively for Independence in the outfield, from left to right, it'll be Sipes, Brown, and Farrington. From third base to first, it'll be Darnell, McKinney, Monroe, and Lester, as this pitch is outside ball 1. And the battery for Independence is Goodson and Shufflebarger. So Independence 14-2, Bluefield 11-3. They met earlier in the year. Independence won at Bluefield. As the third baseman, Davis Rockness hits with 1 out and nobody aboard, and it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. Got a nice little breeze blowing in here at Joe Goddard Field here in Coal City. Pitch out of play. Independence was in the state tournament a year ago. They lost in the semifinal round to North Marion, and they think they have an excellent opportunity not just to get back to Charleston for the state tournament, but also an opportunity to win the whole thing. This pitch is fouled at the plate. That's the third strike. They're going to say it wasn't fouled, that the catcher missed it. The throw to first, and they got him out. That'll be a strikeout. So Rockness is out on strikes, and that's 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning.
Now for Bluefield, number 11, Hunter Harmon.
So it'll be Hunter Harmon stepping to the dish. He's the Bluefield first baseman. He'll hit from the right-hand side of the dish. He'll hit with 2 out and nobody aboard. And if he can keep things alive, it'll be Kerry Collins to hit as he waits on deck. So Goodson is set. His battery mate is David Shufflebarger. And Goodson rocks and kicks, and this pitch is a little high for ball 1. So Atticus Goodson wheels the pitch, and that's a little high, and 2-0 is the count to the Bluefield first baseman, Hunter Harmon. So getting started a little late if you're just joining us. We're in the top of the first inning. Ooh, that ball a little inside, and now Harmon at 3-0. Normally you would think 3-0 you'd be taken, but we had we were discussing little things here in the press box, and the way it seems like the trend of all sports now is that sometimes they just don't go by what it used to do years ago. Let's say 3-0, he was taken all the way, and it's a called strike to 3-1. So got a nice little breeze. Game time temperature in the mid-50s, and before the night's out, it could dip down into the 30s. As there's a called strike, so now the count's gone full. So we'll have the payoff pitch coming to the Bluefield first baseman, Hunter Harmon. Goodson sets, and he delivers the payoff pitch, and that's swung on and missed strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Bluefield. Middle of the first, Bluefield nothing, Independence coming to bat. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
And we welcome you back to Joe Goddard Field here on the campus of Independence High School. I'm Maris Lowry, as we got a battle here between Independence and Bluefield. Bluefield went quietly in their top of the first inning, 3 up and 3 down. Redmond grounded out to second, and Rockness and Harmon struck out. So in the bottom half of the first inning for Independence, it'll be Goodson, Farrington, and McKinney. And they will be the top third of the Independence lineup. The middle third is Brown, Lester, and Sipes. The bottom third is Monroe, Riddle, and Darnell for the Patriots. Independence 14-2, Bluefield 11-3. Second meeting of the season. Independence won the earlier meeting when they played at Bluefield. On the mound for the Beavers is Kerry Collins going through his warm-up, and Bryson Redmond is his battery mate. Defensively for Bluefield in the outfield from left to right is Cameron Gore in left, Riker Brown in center, and Malika Robinson in right. From third over to first is Davis Rockness. Shortstop is Caleb Fuller. The second baseman, Anthony Buzzo. The first baseman, Hunter Harmon. And as I mentioned, the battery, Kerry Collins on the mound, pitching, and Bryson Redmond, the catcher for the Beavers. So Atticus Goodson, and to be followed by Farrington and then McKinney, the first 3 hitters up in the home half of the first inning. So Bluefield went quietly in their half of the first. And now it's Independence's first crack at Kerry Collins.
Number 3, Atticus Goodson.
So Atticus Goodson will lead things off, see if he can help his own cause. He's the pitching opponent of Collins. Got a little sun, like I said. It's got a breeze, the wind blowing in. It's 3:15 down the line, a little over 3:20 to dead center here at Joe Goddard Field here in Coal City. So Goodson will step in from the right-hand side of the plate, and we are ready to go with the home half of the first inning. Collins is ready, and he'll work out of the stretch. And this ball is swung on, and that's going to be a hit, a solid hit to left field. So one pitch, and there's the first hit of the ball game. Goodson, solid single to left. So the leadoff man is aboard, and that will bring up Elijah Farrington, the right fielder for Independence. So Goodson helps his own cause with a solid single to left field. Goodson gets his lead. Collins trying to cut down on that lead, makes a toss over to first. Goodson back in safely. Hunter Harmon, the first baseman over there for Bluefield. Collins to work out of the stretch. Trying to go the other way behind the run, and ball's hit foul down the right field line. 0-1 the count. So we're ready to go. Farrington hitting from the right-hand side of the plate. Collins, the Bluefield pitcher. He'll look over, check the runner, which is Goodson. And count will even out 1-1. Farrington, the Independence right fielder. Goodson led off this inning with a solid single to left. This ball was popped up. It's playable. The catcher makes the play for it and makes the catch. That was looks like that was in fair territory as the catcher Redmond able to squeeze the pop up, and Farrington is the first out of the Independence first inning. And actually that is in foul ground. So Michael McKinney will be the hitter. McKinney will be playing college baseball coming this fall at North Carolina State in the ACC. And here's a throw to first. Goodson back in easily. McKinney also part of the Independence basketball team, averaging right around 22, 23, 24 points a game this past season for Mike Green's Patriots. He hits with one out and a man on. Goodson takes his lead. Here's a throw from the catcher down to first, and the ball gets past the first baseman. That's going to be an error, and that'll allow Goodson to go into second standing. So Bluefield will commit an error on the throw, and that'll be E2. And that will allow Goodson to get in scoring position down at second base. So Michael McKinney, the Independent shortstop, set to become a North Carolina State Wolfpack next season. And the ACC really plays some good baseball, as the count now is 2-0. Like I said, got a little bit of breeze blowing in. Goodson takes fairly good-sized lead at second. Collins checks the runner and the pitch. That gets past the catcher, and that allows Goodson to make it to third. So after Goodson led off with the single, he was able to get to second on a throwing error by the catcher Redmond, and now on a pass ball, Goodson able to get to third with just one out. And a 3-0 count to the Independent shortstop, Michael McKinney. So Collins will work out of the stretch. And ready to deal the 3-0 pitch. Taken all the way is McKinney, and it's called strike. And there's ball 4. So Independence now will have runners at the corners with only one out. And that'll bring Carson Brown, the center fielder, to the dish for the Patriots. So chance here for the Patriots to have a real big inning. Bluefield trying to turn the double play and see if they can get out of it. So the center fielder for the Patriots, Brown, takes a called strike. McKinney gets his lead at first. Goodson with his lead at third. And Collins to work out of the stretch. McKinney takes off, and he'll make the second easily without a throw. Called strike to Brown, but that puts 2 runners in scoring position. McKinney down at second and Goodson at third with just 1 out. So Independence trying to draw first blood here in the home half of the first inning with 2 runners in scoring position. Count goes to 1-2. So if you're Brown here, you definitely want to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Andy Lester, the first baseman, waits to hit next. Collins trying to pitch himself out of this early first inning jam. Brown stepped out for a minute, now back in. We're ready to go, and this pitch is sliced foul down the left field line, out of play. Count will hold at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bluefield 11-3, Independence 14-2, both in Class AA. Of course, you may remember that the semifinals in football, what a classic game they had just right behind us here at Independence High School as Independence went on to the state title game, as this ball once again is slapped foul down toward the left field line. And these 2 teams, I understand, will play each other this coming fall in football, and that could turn out to be a really great rivalry. 2 great coaches, John Lilly of Independence and, of course, Freddie Simon of Bluefield. And that was a classic game the Friday after Thanksgiving last year that I was fortunate enough, me and my partner Eric Thomas, to be able to call here on Video Productions. This ball was hit right back up the middle, and that's going to get through, and that should plate 2 runs. There's Goodson, and rounding third and scoring is McKinney, and that's an RBI, 2 RBI single by Brown as he delivers, and the Patriots take a 2-0 lead.
Now for the Patriots, number 25, Andy Lester.
So Brown delivers with a base hit to center field and plates 2. And so Independence has got 2 hits in the inning and a base on ball, and we have a mound visit. Bluefield coach Jimmy Redmond makes his way to the mound. Umpire Jay Rutledge walking out, the home plate umpire, to break it up. But Goodson was able to single. Then Farrington popped out to the catcher. McKinney drew a walk and stole second. Of course, Goodson had made it to third on an error when they tried to throw to get him out from the catcher down to first base. And then he was able to go to third on a pass ball. And then with 1 out and 2 on, Brown delivers the 2 RBI single with both Goodson and McKinney both scoring, and the Patriots take a 2-0 lead. Lester now the hitter, the Independence first baseman. Good job by the Bluefield catcher, Redmond, to stay in front of that ball as that pitch by Collins bounces in front of the plate. So the Patriots have struck. They've put 2 across the dish, looking for more here in the home half of the first inning. Brown gets his lead at first. And this pitch called strike. Count evens at 1-1. It's been a real nice day here in the area, in the Coal City, Beckley area, just a little cooler. And like I said, it never got out of the 50s today and expected to dip down into the 30s tonight as this pitch is off the plate. So Andy Lester hits from the right-hand side of the plate. Collins ready to pitch. This ball swung on. This ball is going to get through into left field, and that's going to be a hit. So that will be the 3rd hit of the inning. And once again, Independence has things cooking as they have another runner in scoring position, first and second, only 1 out. So 3 hits and 1 base on ball, and also an error and a pass ball, and it's been a rough start for Bluefield. As the Patriots lead in the game 2-0, it with 2 on and 1 out. Sipes will now be the hitter. The Independence left fielder. And swings and misses. Looked like maybe there for a minute. Looks like Harmon was charging in thinking maybe Sipes is going to lay down a bunt and try to move the runners over. With 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And the pitch from Collins. And that's called strike. So 0-2, Sipes in the hole. J.D. Monroe waits to hit next for Independence. Now meeting between the catcher Redmond and the pitcher Collins out on the mound for Bluefield. Bluefield in their part of the first inning, the top half, they went 1-2-3. Redmond grounded out, and Rockness and Harmon each struck out. But here in the Independence home half the first, they were able to plate a couple, and they're not done yet. They still have 2 on and only 1 out. And here comes the pitch. And that ball is fouled back. And that's a good job by Sipes. With 2 strikes, got to protect the plate. Got a nice cut at it. Fouled it back. Sipes, the Independence center fielder. A regular left fielder, I beg your pardon. And he swings and misses for strike 3 in the second out of the inning. So Sipes is out on strikes, 2 down, and that'll bring up the Independence second baseman, J.D. Monroe. J.D. Monroe, big part of the football success that Independence had. Also played on the basketball team as well. And trying to drive in yet another run. As Brown is at second, Lester's at first. 2 runs already in, 2 down here in the home half the first. Collins on the mound for Bluefield. That ball's in the dirt. J.D. Monroe, the 7th hitter in the Independence lineup. Take a called strike. It's 2 runs already in, 2 out, 2 on. If Monroe can keep the inning alive, Caleb Riddle, the designated hitter, would hit next. And the offering. And that's a pitch swung way out of the strike zone, and maybe Monroe may be trying to protect the runner. But so now J.D. Monroe in the hole at 1-2. The runners get their lead. Of course, Harmon playing behind the runner down at first. And the pitch. Count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Goodson has scored a run. Michael McKinney has scored a run here in this first inning. They both were driven in by Brown. as this pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3, and they tagged him, and that will be the end of the inning. Or was it a foul ball? I think maybe the home plate umpire, Jay Rutledge, said the ball was a foul tip. The catcher didn't catch it, so the inning is not over yet. So Monroe still alive. Yeah, it looks like that was a foul tip. Catcher doing the right thing, though. Redmond thought that trying to sell it to home plate umpire Jay Rutledge. But the umpire right there on the call. So here comes the 2-2 offering to J.D. Monroe. And that's called strike 3, and that's the end of the Independence first inning. But Independence sends 7 batters to the dish. They get 3 hits. They score twice. After 1, it's Independence 2 and Bluefield nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World of Beckley. We're more than just windows.
And we welcome you back to Joe Goddard Field here on the campus of Independence High School. I'm Maris Lowry going to the top of the second inning. The Independence Patriots put a 2-spot up in the home half of the first. Independence got 2 runs on 3 hits. There was a Bluefield error, and 2-0 is the Independence lead, as it'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here in the top half of inning number 2 to face Atticus Goodson from Independence. It'll be Kerry Collins, Riker Brown, and Ryan Harris, the pitcher, center fielder, and designated hitter here in the top half of the first inning. So Bluefield went in order 1, 2, 3 in the first, as Redmond grounded out to the second baseman, Monroe, and Rockness and Harmon both struck out. So it'll be Kerry Collins trying to help himself, the opposing pitcher, and he takes a called strike to start the second inning. So Goodson looks in. He gets the sign from Shufflebarger, and he blows the ball right past Collins. Collins down the hole with 0-2. And the 0-2 delivery. This ball is swung on, and it's going to be a hit as the ball is hit up toward the middle, and coming over to make the play to keep it from going out into the outfield is Monroe, but not in time to get the hitter. So that'll be the first hit of the ball game for Bluefield. So Collins leads off the second with a hit, and that'll bring up Riker Brown, the center fielder. So Bluefield has their first hit and their first base runner. And Lester, the first baseman, will keep Collins on, will hold him on. As Brown will step into the dish. And takes a called strike, 0-1. Brown to be followed by Ryan Harris. And now Brown's in the hole at 0-2. Goodson works out of the stretch. So he will check the runner Collins at first. And the pitch. 1-2 now the count. And the 1-2 offering. This is chopped foul. Count will hold at 1-2. Actually, there's a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Collins. And the courtesy runner can't quite make that out on the sheet. We'll get that here in a minute. But they can courtesy run for the pitcher and the catcher. And there's a called strike 3. The runner's on his way to second. The throw down to second, and he's safe. So they're trying to get a strike him out, throw him out. We had a collision down there at second base, and it looks like maybe the second baseman is a little shaken up, Monroe, as he took the throw. McKinney. I thought that was Monroe, the second baseman, but it was McKinney on the shortstop side. I beg your pardon. It is McKinney, and I couldn't see from the replay what exactly happened. And I'll just tell you, you know, from my vantage point, even with our monitor and watching, it's just kind of hard to see from where I'm located at. I'm right at ground level, not above the play, and I do have some. It looks like a head-to-head, the best I can tell, and the best I was able to watch on the replay. But Brown is out on strikes. That's the third strikeout for Atticus Goodson. And meanwhile, they'll check out Michael McKinney. And could have been, like I said, a head-to-head collision there from best I could tell from watching the instant replay. So we'll go ahead and take a break while they attend to McKinney, and we'll come back as you're watching live streaming coverage high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World at Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World at Beckley. We're more than just windows.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School as Michael McKinney, during the break, they were able to get him to his feet and assist him off the field as they had that collision down there at second base. And as we were able to watch the extensive replay, that they hit head-to-head and McKinney's out of the game. So it'll be a Braden Kiblinger will now be the new Independent shortstop. So we're in the top of the second inning. Independence is up 2-0. The runner for Bluefield is at second base with 1 out. And Ryan Harris, the designated hitter, will be up for Bluefield. So they just want to side of precaution, and McKinney has to leave the game. McKinney has scored one of the 2 Independence runs. It's the Patriots leading the game 2-0.
Coming up now for Bluefield, number 3, Ryan Harris.
So here's Harris stepping in for, to the dish for Bluefield, and the courtesy runner for Bluefield that he was involved in that play, and I can't quite make that out. And we'll tell you who he is. We've got a lineup sheet here. So it'll be Harris will be the hitter. And he takes a called strike. Trenton Swagger is the courtesy runner at second. I appreciate Robbie Mounts producing, directing, and assisting me as well. And Lord knows I need a lot of assistance, and I appreciate him being my right-hand man, as we also have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, on camera, and, of course, Mr. Butch Mounts is here as well. There's a big cut and a swing and a miss. Big cut and a miss by Harris. And Harris now in the hole at 1-2. Swagger gets his lead at second, the courtesy runner. Goodson works out of the stretch, and count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top half of the second, Patriots leading 2-0. Got 2 runs on 3 hits in the home half of the first inning. And Goodson ready to deal the 2-2 pitch, and this ball swung on and fouled back, and Harris remains alive with the count even at 2-2. This is the second meeting of the year. Independence won the first meeting at Bluefield. Bluefield 11-3, Independence 14-2. And the pitch. And that's going to get away from the catcher, and that's going to allow the runner for Bluefield to make it to third. So the ball gets away from Shufflebarger. And now Bluefield with a runner at third. And only 1 out. And here comes the payoff pitch, and it's fouled back. So Harris hanging in there. Anthony Busso waits on deck for Bluefield. And Bluefield trying to cut into the Independence lead. And this pitch is outside ball 4. So a hit and a walk has got runners at the corners for the Beavers. And the Bluefield second baseman, Anthony Buzzo, will now be the hitter.
Coming up for the Beavers now, number 6, Anthony Buzzo.
So 1 out and 2 on for Bluefield. Goodson's ready. And just blows that pitch right past Buzzo. Goodson looks in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Shufflebarger, and delivers high. And Harris makes his way down to second. So like Independence, Bluefield now with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out. Runner at third, runner at second, 1 out. Let's see if Buzzo can deliver. And the pitch. Buzzo able to get a little graphite on it and foul it back. He's now in the hole 1-2. So Goodson with 3 strikeouts already. And there's his 4th one right there. A beautiful pitch on the outside corner. And Buzzo gets caught looking for the second out and the second strikeout of this inning. So Goodson had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. He's got 2 strikeouts here in the second. And with 2 out and 2 on, It'll be Caleb Fuller, the Bluefield shortstop, will come to the dish for the Beavers. Goodson trying to get out of the jam. A big cut and a miss by Fuller. Fuller, the number 8 hitter in the Bluefield lineup. If Fuller can keep the inning alive, Malik Robinson would hit next. Out of the stretch. The delivery. This ball's a chopper right back up the middle and right up to Goodson. He's able to flip the ball over to the first baseman, Harmon, and end the threat. Middle of the second inning. It's still Independence 2, Bluefield nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World of Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World of Beckley. We're more than just windows.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry here. Glad you're with us here on Video Production, streaming this baseball game live. Robbie Mounds producing and directing, along with Mr. Butch Mounds, and also the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, on camera here tonight. Independence with a 2-0 lead as the Patriots come to bat here in the home half of the second inning. It'll be the number 8, 9, and then back to the top of the order will be the hitters. It'll be Riddle to lead things off for the Patriots. Riddle, then followed by Darnell, and then back to the top of the order to Goodson. Kerry Collins on the mound for Bluefield. So the designated hitter, Caleb Riddle, to lead things off for the Independence Patriots. Patriots scored 2 runs on 3 hits with 1 Bluefield error back in that first inning. And here's a pitch that inside and jams Riddle, and he's able to fight it off and foul it back. So even though if you're watching the live streaming, you can see that we got sunny. It's sunny, but it is a little cool with the wind blowing. Like I said, it never really got out of the 50s today. When that wind blows, it is really cool out there. Count evens up at a ball of strike. Second meeting of the year between these two teams. Independence won the earlier contest played down at Bluefield. Collins now stepped off the rubber, now back on. Riddle, Darnell, and Goodson, the first 3 hitters, 8, 9, and 1 here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And Collins delivers the 1-1. And now Collins with a nice pitch. He's now ahead of Riddle, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Collins works out of the stretch and delivers. And there's a little foul ball just to the right of the catcher. I don't know if it hit the catcher a little bit. He looks like he's shaking up a little bit, like he's walking it off a little bit. That ball might have went off his arm. I couldn't tell. So play will resume. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Independence designated hitter, Caleb Riddle. Collins set, comes to the belt, and delivers the 1-2 And that ball bounces up there, just hit right in front of the plate to even the count at 2-2. So Collins set ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch. And it's on its way. And there's a strikeout. Collins able to get Riddle, and that's the first out of the Independence second inning.
Coming up to bat now for the Patriots, number 22, Dylan Darnell.
And that's the second strikeout for Kerry Collins. And with one out, nobody on, the number 9 hitter, Darnell, will be the batter for Independence. Darnell, and then on deck, back to the top of the order with Atticus Goodson. As Darnell takes a called strike. Collins ready to deliver the 0-1 pitch. That's a nice pitch for called strike 2. Collins ready to deliver the 0-2 offering. This ball's hit to the shortstop. Not hit that hard. Going to be a tough play. The shortstop makes the throw across first. And nice hustle. That's an infield hit by Darnell. That was a good play by Fuller. The ball wasn't hit that hard. The shortstop, Fuller from Bluefield, was able to charge it. But the good hustle by Darnell, and that will go for an infield hit. And that'll be the 4th hit of the ball game for Independence. So a one-out infield hit for Darnell. Went back to the top of the order for Goodson. He's 1 for 1. Had a single, scored a run back in the first inning. Runner takes his lead, and Goodson up there hacking away as he fouls this one back. Goodson, the opposing pitcher, trying to help his own cause. So 4 hits for Independence in the ball game. And Darnell gets his lead at first. Collins ready to deliver the 0-1 offering to Goodson, and he swings and misses for strike number 2. So Atticus Goodson in the hole now at 0-2. Collins ready. He'll check the runner at first. And here comes the 0-2 offering. And that hit Goodson. I think it did. Or wait a minute, I'm not sure. Let's see. Goodson says it hit him, and maybe the home plate umpire, Jay Rutledge, said it might have hit his bat for a foul ball. And there's going to be a discussion among the umpires. But Atticus Goodson said he was hit. And now the umpire, Jay Rutledge, said yes, he agrees he was hit. So Goodson's on for the second time. Now hit by a pitch.
Now for the Patriots, number 11, Elijah Barrington.
And that'll put 2 on as Darnell will go down to second for Independence. So Independence has got something cooking now with 2 on and 1 out. Farmington will be the batter. He's 0 for 1. He popped out to the catcher back in the first inning. So Harmon, the first baseman, in on the grass at first. Here's the ball hit to the right side, and they throw to short to get one of the runners. So that'll be a fielder's choice as Farmington will make it safe at first, but Goodson will be out at second, and Darnell able to go to third. So Independence will still have runners at first and third with 2 out. And, of course, McKinney hit in the first inning, and he drew a base on ball and scored. But now since McKinney was in and comes out of the game, it'll be Kiblinger will now be the hitter. And this will be his first at bat in the ball game. Braden Kiblinger will now be the batter for Independence. Collins trying to pitch his way out of this jam here in the second inning. And there's a called strike to Kiblinger, the Independent shortstop. So Independence with runners at the corners with 2 down. And Collins ready to deliver the 0-1. And that's a called strike, counts 0-2 to Kiblinger. And there goes the runner. And they throw down to second, clearly not in time. Now there's a play at the plate, and he's safe. Nice job of Independence, a good job of base running as they get that third run home. They caught Collins kind of napping. The runner broke from first to second, and by the time Collins was able to realize it, make the throw to second, the runner Darnell breaks from third, and he's able to score the third Independence run, and the Patriots take a 3-0 lead. That was excellent base running. Good job by Independence. So they push another run across here, and there's called the third strike on McKinney, but Independence, beg your pardon, on Kiblinger, but Independence is able to get a run on a hit. And after two, the Patriots lead Bluefield 3-0, watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Independence. There you can see the line score: Independence 3 runs, 3 hits. No runs, a hit, and an error for Bluefield as we start the top half of the third inning. And Fuller will be the hitter. So Atticus Goodson on the mound for Independence. He has struck out 4 as Bluefield hits now here in the top half of the third inning. There's a big cut and a miss by Fuller. So it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Bluefield here in the third inning. Count is 0-2. Independence with 3 runs on 4 hits. And just like that, good morning, good afternoon, good night, 3 pitches, and Atticus Goodson has his 5th strikeout of the ball game. And the hitter will now be Redmond. As we go to the top of the order, actually it's the 9, 1, and 2 hitter. Redmond, he grounded out back in the first inning. So with 1 out and nobody aboard in the third, Redmond will now bat. And takes a called strike, 0-1. 5 strikeouts already for Atticus Goodson as he's set to deliver the 0-1 pitch. There's called strike 2. So Redmond quickly in the hole at 0-2. Goodson ready, sets, and delivers the 0-2 offering. That's a bit inside. The count goes 1-2. Redmond will be followed by Davis Rockness. Rockness on deck. He was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Goodson ready, and the 1-2 pitch. Count evens at 2-2. Redmond calls time. Independence able to push across 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. And the count now has gone full. So So we got the payoff pitch coming to the Bluefield catcher, Byron Redmond. And the payoff pitch on its way. This ball swung. That ball is hit to the first baseman. Nice big hop to Harmon. And I beg your pardon, to Lester, unassisted for the second out of the Bluefield third inning. So 2 out, nobody on, and Davis Rockness will be the hitter. He was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. So Rockness steps in from the right-hand side of the plate. 2 out, nobody aboard. Ball 1. If Rockness can keep it alive, Hunter Harmon would be the hitter next for Bluefield here in the Beaver top half of the third. So 2-0 the count to the Bluefield third baseman. And the 2-0 delivery. And now the count's going to 3-0. So you got to think that Rockness probably taken all the way here. As Goodson set and delivers the 3-0 pitch. And he gets that across the plate to make it 3-1. Goodson gets the sign and delivers the 3-1 pitch. And swung on and missed. The count now has gone full. So after Goodson fell behind 3-0, he's now got the count to go full. And trying to close Bluefield out here in the third inning, and there's a foul ball. Is Rockness able to get a piece of it? So we'll do the payoff pitch again. Goodson ready, and the 3-2 offering. And there's going to be a base on ball. That's a 2-out walk. So Rockness will take his base down at first. That's the second base on ball for Goodson here in the ball game. And with 2 out and a runner on, the hitter will be the Bluefield first baseman, Hunter Harmon, who was also a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Goodson works out of the stretch. Ball 1. So Bluefield can see if they can try to get a little 2-out rally here, a little 2-out lightning. Goodson evens up the count with that nice pitch. Count goes to 1-1. Goodson will check the runner at second. Check the runner at first, rather. And the ball is fouled back to go to 1-2. So Harmon digs in. Goodson ready. Goodson will check the runner and the delivery. And that's swung on and missed, but the ball gets past the catcher. The catcher picks it up, throws it down to first, and that's going to be a strikeout, but he's going to be safe and keep the inning alive. One of the crazy things about baseball, and they do have some quirky rules that you can strike out but still be on base, so that will go down as the 6th strikeout. But since the catcher could not handle the ball on the 3rd strike, Harmon is able to advance and make it to first. And Rockness able to go to second, so after 2 were out, now 2 is on through a base on ball and a strikeout, but the catcher not able to hang on to it. And Collins will now be the hitter. He's 1 for 1. He got a hit back in the 2nd inning. So Kerry Collins, the opposing pitcher, trying to help his own cause. Goodson was going through this inning pretty easily, and now he's in the hole at 2-0 and 2 on with 2 out. Goodson ready, checks the runners, and delivers the 2-0 pitch, and that's swung on and fouled out of play. Count goes to 2-1. So Goodson has recorded 6 strikeouts, but one of the men he struck out is able to reach base when the catcher not able to handle the 3rd strike. This ball swung on and fouled back out of play. Count will even up at 2-2. So Goodson is ready. He checks both runners as they get their lead and delivers the 2-2 pitch and swung on and missed, strike three. That's the seventh strikeout of the ball game for Goodson. And in the middle of the third inning, it's Independence 3, Bluefield nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School as the Patriots come to bat in the home half of the third inning. They'll have the middle third of the order up. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up: Brown, Lester, and Sipes. Independence with 2 runs in the first and a run in the second. As you can see there, the line score: 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors. Bluefield, no runs, a hit, and an error. Kerry Collins on the mound there for Bluefield, as it'll be the center fielder for Independence to lead things off, Carson Brown. Brown has got 1 of the 4 hits for Independence in this game as he bats here in the bottom of the third inning. So Brown, followed by Lester, and then Sipes. So Brown steps into the dish. Collins ready, and there's a called strike, 0-1. Collins delivers the 0-1 and swung on and fouled at the plate. So Brown in 2 pitches in the hole, 0-2. Brown 1 for 1, got a hit back in the Independence first inning. In fact, he's got 2 RBIs as he's delivered a single to score 2 runs to score Goodson and McKinney back in the Independence first inning. But Brown is in the hole now at 0-2. Collins delivers the pitch. This ball is hit to the shortstop, and he fumbled the ball there for a minute, makes the throw across the dish, and that's going to be an error as that ball was hit to Caleb Fuller, and Fuller bobbled the ball, and then the good speed, the good hustle for Brown to get down the line. So that'll be an error on the Bluefield shortstop, and that'll be the second error of the ball game on Bluefield. So with the leadoff man aboard, Andy Lester, the first baseman, will now be the hitter for Independence. He's 1 for 1 with a hit back in the first inning. So Brown takes his lead at first. Collins is set, and it's ball 1. Collins will check the runner at first and the delivery. That's a called strike. Count evens at 1-1. So Independence has had a runner on in every inning. As Collins set, and now he throws the ball over to first. Back in safely is Brown. Brown reached on an error by the Bluefield shortstop Fuller, and he's over at first with nobody out here in the third inning. And the 1-1 to Lester. And that's a called strike. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now we'll have a meeting at the mound. Coach Redmond making his way out for Bluefield. We will be having some postseason baseball. And softball as well. We're not exactly sure yet. I know that the girls' softball season, the regular season, winds up this week, and they'll be in sectional play starting next week. And we'll see how that develops. It looks like there may be a pitching change for Bluefield, and that looks to be the case. It looks like that Collins is coming out of the ball game, and we're going to have a new pitcher for Bluefield. And it's going to be Riker Brown. So while Brown goes through his warm-ups, we'll go ahead and take a break, come back. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
My name is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part. I talk the talk. I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Modley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
As we welcome you back to Independence High School, they've taken Kerry Collins out, and I'm not sure if he wasn't feeling good or what the reason was, but they bring in the center fielder, Riker Brown, to become the new pitcher. And let's see who they're going to put out in center field as Brown going through his warm-ups. And we'll see who the new center pitcher, or the center fielder is going to be, rather. And a pitch count is the reason why Collins had to come out of the game. And let's see who's out there in center field now, as we will get that for you. It looks like they're going to move Fuller from shortstop to center. And then we'll have to find out who the new shortstop is for the Beavers. Meantime, it's Lester still at the dish, and it's a 1-2 count in the pitch to Lester. And that goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Brown is the runner at first. He reached on an error. Count is 2-2 to Lester. Out of the stretch, Brown works, and the 2-2 pitch. This is popped up, and it's going to be out of play and given good chase as the first baseman over there for Bluefield was Harmon, but not able to make that play. As I mentioned, it was out of play. So the count will hold at 2-2 for Lester. And the pitch. And Lester able to hang in there as he fouls this one back. We're getting the changes now for you. Brown works out of the stretch and swung on and missed, strike 3. So Lester is a strikeout victim for the first out in the Independence third inning.
Batting now for the Patriots, number 12, Tanner Sykes.
And that's the 5th batter to strike out for Independence from Bluefield pitching. So Sipes will now be the hitter. And he'll take a called strike for 0-1. 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the third inning. So Collins is now at first base. Harmon is now at shortstop. And Fuller is now in center field for Bluefield. His count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate Robbie Bounce for his help, not just producing and directing, but also giving me the assistance that I truly need. Little chin music that time. and the count goes to 2-1. Independence pushed 2 across in the first, 1 across in the second, and tried to add more here in the third. Good job by the catchman that time. Redmond, that ball bounced up to the plate. And Redmond able to stay in front of it to keep the runner still down in first with 1 out. So 3-1 the count to Sipes, and here comes the 3-1 pitch. And the count will go full now to 3-2. So let's see if Independence will put a play and then get the runner at first moving. Brown gets his lead, and the payoff pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning by the strikeout route. And with 2 out and 1 on, J.D. Monroe will now be the hitter. Brown has recorded 2 strikeouts in this inning. Collins had 4 strikeouts, so Bluefield has got 6 strikeouts. Bluefield pitching has recorded 6 strikeouts. 1-0 the count to Monroe. Monroe was one of those strikeout victims back in the first inning. Count evens at 1-1. I beg your pardon. Yes, it's 1-1. Brown taking his time out of the stretch. Checks the runner. 1-1 offering. Nice pitch on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 to the Independent second baseman, J.D. Monroe. As I mentioned, Monroe played football, played basketball, as he fouls this pitch off. Now shining his talents here in baseball. And right now he's in the hole at 1-2. Brown comes to the stretch, checks the runner, and the count evens at 2-2. So Brown ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch to Monroe. Called strike 3, and that's the end of the inning. He's struck out the side, and after 3 complete innings of play here at Independence, the Patriots still lead Bluefield 3-0. Watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Spring off right with a new Buick or GMC from West Virginia's largest Buick GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall. We now have new Acadias, Terrains, Yukons, 1500s, and 2500s in stock. And now the 2022 Buick Encore that gets over 30 miles per gallon with pre-owned vehicles at an all-time high. Trade your car, truck, or SUV for a newer model with little or no payment increase. Give us a try before you buy at West Virginia's #1 award-winning Buick and GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive, Beckley. Shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
And we're going to the 4th inning. Your 3rd inning line score is Bluefield, no runs, hit, 2 errors. Independence, 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And it's brought to you by Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. Indoor Air Incorporated is proud to support the student athletes of Raleigh County. You can call Jeff Varney at Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. So Bluefield will come to bat here in the top half of the 4th inning with Independence leading 3-0. Atticus Goodson on the mound. And it will be the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters as Riker Brown will lead things off as he fouls this one back. Brown started the game in center field, and now he has been moved to the mound as he relieved Kerry Collins. So Brown is now the pitcher. He struck out his only other time at bat back in the 2nd inning as he bats here in the 4th inning, and the pitch to him. This ball is hit to the Independence shortstop, and that is a play. They throw it to first for the out. Nice job that time by Braden Kiblinger to make the play for the first out of the Bluefield top of the fourth inning. Nice defensive play by the shortstop Kiblinger. So with one out, no one on,
Now for Bluefield, number 3, Ryan Harris.
Ryan Harris will be the hitter. He drew a base on ball back in the second inning. Ball 1 to Harris. Harris to be followed by Buzzo. Bluefield 11-3. One of those 3 losses was to Independence earlier in the year down in Bluefield. So with one out, 0-1 the count to the Bluefield designated hitter. And the pitch. Squares to bunt. Bunts it foul. Out of play. Count evens at 1-1. So Goodson ready, and ready to deal the 1-1 offering. And once again, trying to bunt his way on is Harris, and he fouls it back. So now the count at 1-2. Atticus Goodson, Kennedy Award winner for Independence. A tremendous season he had on the gridiron, and now here on the diamond. And the 1-2 pitch, and that's high. And they'll appeal down to first to see if Harris went around, and they say he did not. He had a hard time laying off of that, but he was able to lay off of it and get the count even to 2-2. So Goodson ready for the 2-2 pitch. And there's called strike 3. The catcher drops the ball, picks it up, throws it down to first, and they record the strikeout. And that's the second out of the Bluefield fourth inning. So with 2 out and nobody on, Buzzo will be the hitter. He was a strikeout victim back in the second inning.
Adding now for the Beavers, number 6, Anthony Buzzo.
That was the 8th strikeout by Independence's Atticus Goodson. And with 2 out, nobody on, Buzzo the hitter. And it looks like that Goodson is getting stronger as the game is moving on. As the sun starts to go down. It was a little cool when the game started with the breeze in the 50s, and it's probably dipped into the low 50s and a little cool with that wind going. And Goodson, like I said, looks like he's getting stronger as the game progresses. Goodson ready, and then the 0-1 pitch, and the count evens at 1-1. Independence, as I mentioned earlier in this streaming broadcast, they made the state tournament a year ago, only to lose to North Marion in the semifinals down at Appalachian Power Park in Charleston. The payoff pitch, I beg your pardon, the count evens, it was 1-1, now it's 2-1. But of course, Independence feels that not only can they get back to the state tournament, but they feel that they have a chance to win the whole thing with the team they have. And, you know, as I would say this about the Independence, is counts 3-1. They may not be in the driver's seat, but they're in the car, and that sure beats walking, and they definitely would have a shot to win the AA baseball state title. But they know they got a lot of work ahead of them because there's many good teams that they'd have to play just to get there. And then obviously if they were fortunate enough to get there, to have to be 2 really good teams. So with that swing and a foul back, the count will go full to the Bluefield second baseman, Anthony Buzzo. And there's the 9th strikeout, and that will end the inning. And in the middle of the 4th inning, it's Independence leading Bluefield by the score of 3-0. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Spring off right with a new Buick or GMC from West Virginia's largest Buick GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall. We now have new Acadias, Terrains, Yukons, 1500s, and 2500s in stock. And now the 2022 Buick Encore gets over 30 miles per gallon with pre-owned vehicles at an all-time high. Trade your car, truck, or SUV for a newer model with little or no payment increase. Give us a try before you buy. At West Virginia's #1 award-winning Buick and GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive, Beckley. Shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School. Patriots with the lead. They have a 3-0 lead as they come to bat here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So Independence got 2 in the first and a run in the second for their 3 runs. Brown going through his warm-ups. And for Independence, it'll be the number 8, 9, and 1 hitter. That will be the scheduled hitters here in the home half of the fourth inning.
For the Patriots, it's going to be number 8, Caleb Riddle.
Be Riddle, Darnell, and Goodson. So Riddle up to the dish to lead things off in the home half of the fourth inning. He's 0 for 1, a strikeout victim back in the second inning. And he fouls the first pitch, and it's 0-1. So Riddle, Darnell, and Goodson here in the home half of the Independence fourth inning. The count's 1-2. Brown in relief of Collins on the mound for Bluefield. And now 1-2 goes the count to the Independence designated hitter. Swings and misses for strike 3. That's the second time in the game that Riddle has struck out. That's the first out of the Independence fourth inning. And for Brown, he has struck out the last 4 Independence hitters. As Darnell will be the hitter, he has 1 of the 4 Independence hits. And he will be the hitter with 1 out. And nobody on as he takes a called strike. So Brown has really settled in nicely in relief of Kerry Collins. And Brown is a real quick worker as he gets Darnell to foul it back. 0-2 the count. But it looks like Riker Brown got himself into a nice rhythm. And here comes the 0-2 offering. And that's called strike 3. So he struck out the last 5 Independence hitters, and with 2 outs and nobody on here in the fourth, we'll go back to the top of the order to the Independence pitcher, Atticus Goodson. Goodson got a hit in the first, scored a run, and he was hit by a pitch his last at bat in the second inning, so he's 1 for 1 and hit by a pitch, but he's been on base twice. Brown ready. Ball 1. And here comes the 1-0 delivery. That'll be ball 2. Brown set, ready, and the 2-0 delivery. Swung on and missed, 2-1. And like I said, I like how Brown works. He's really quick. He gets the ball back. It's about 6 or 7 seconds between pitches. And he's set and ready. And the pitch. Goodson hits the ball to the shortstop. Here comes the play across the diamond, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as Goodson is retired. And after 4 innings of play, it is still Independence with the lead, 3-0. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. Maris Lowry here with Robbie Mounts producing and directing, the heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins on camera, and overseeing the entire operation Mr. Butch Mounts. Bluefield comes to bat here in the 5th inning. And Independence with 2 in the first and a run in the second. And they have this 3-0 lead. Bluefield only with 1 hit. And Atticus Goodson has struck out 9 Bluefield batters. As the Beavers come to bat here, it'll be the 8th, 9th, and number 1 hitter due up here in the 5th inning as Fuller will lead things off. Fuller started the game at shortstop, and he's now playing center field. And he grounded the ball his only other time at bat, a little comebacker to the mound to Goodson. He's 0 for 1 in the game as he takes a called strike. So the 0-1 delivery. And a big cut and a miss by Fuller, and now in the hole at 0-2. But as I had mentioned last inning, as Goodson seemed like he has gotten stronger as the game has went on. And there's the 10th strikeout as he blows a high fastball right past Fuller. Good morning, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good night. 3 pitches, and just like that, Fuller's out. As I mentioned, that's the 10th strikeout. I beg your pardon. Fuller. They must have made a change in the lineup. Yeah. So that was Robinson that struck out, and now it's Fuller. I beg your pardon. As this ball was hit into the infield, the third baseman able to make the scoop up. Nice play by the Independence third baseman, Darnell. Dylan Darnell able to make the throw across to Lester, and that's the second out of the inning as Fuller is out. So with 2 out and nobody on, we'll go back to the top of the order, and Redmond will be the hitter. Redmond is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to the second baseman, grounded out to the first baseman. So with 2 out, nobody on here in the 5th inning, 1-0 the count to Redmond. And there's a strike. Oh, and County was at 1-1. Goodson has retired the last 8 hitters in a row that he's faced. This ball is chopped foul down the first baseline. So 2 outs, 1-2 the count to Redmond. Goodson has recorded 10 strikeouts. And he's set, and here comes the offering. This ball was fouled back. Redmond hanging in there. Count is 1-2. Goodson with 10 strikeouts. He's retired the last 8 Bluefield hitters. He's given up just 1 hit. Goodson, he's set, and here comes the pitch. And he thought he had his 11th strikeout, and the count evens at 2-2. Perhaps that pitch just a little off the plate. So 2-2 the count to Redmond with 2 out and nobody on here in the 5th inning. And the 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed strike 3. That's the end of the inning. That's the 11th strikeout for Goodson. And in the middle of the 5th inning, the score remains Independence 3, Bluefield nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World at Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World at Beckley. We're more than just windows.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School as the Patriots come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning with a 3-0 lead on Bluefield. And for the Patriots, as we get ready to start the 5th inning, it'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Farrington, Kiblinger, and Brown due up. Independence with 2 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. And Atticus Goodson has been outstanding. He has struck out 11, give up 1 hit. And Brown in relief, he's been really sharp for Bluefield as well. Brown has struck out 5 since coming into the ball game. Actually make that 6 since coming into the game. And we're ready to start the home half of the 5th inning. So Farrington takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. Brown ready, and there's strike 2. Brown ready, the 0-2 pitch. And just like that, 3 strikes and good night. Is he able to get Farmington out for the 3rd time, and that's his 2nd time that he has struck out. Or I beg your pardon, that's the 1st time he struck out. He's 0 for 3, though. Popped out, reached on a fielder's choice, and now strikes out here in the 5th inning. So Kiblinger will now be the hitter, and he takes a called strike. He was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. So he's in the hole at 0-2. Kiblinger came in when McKinney was hurt on a throw down to second. McKinney started the game at shortstop. McKinney drew a base on ball and scored one of the runs. And then when he was hurt on a runner sliding into second, he was taken out of the game in the 2nd inning. And Kiblinger has been installed in the game. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed strike 3. So Brown, since in relief of Collins, he's been outstanding on the mound. And gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. And with 2 out, nobody on, Brown will now be the hitter. Brown 1 for 2. Got a hit, reached on an error. As he'll hit with nobody on and 2 outs. He's got 2 RBIs in the ball game. His 2-run single back in the 1st inning gave Independence the 2-0 lead. They added another run in the 2nd. That's where the lead is now, 3-0, as Independence sits here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a cut and a miss. Counts 1-1. If Brown can keep the inning alive, Lester would hit next. Brown ready, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that's will be a foul ball. Count goes to 1-2. Brown a pitch away from striking out the side. Brown's got 7 strikeouts, and this ball is hit out into center field. The center fielder over to make the play, and he can't. He drops the ball. That should have been an out. That's going to be an error on the center fielder. That'll be the 3rd error of the game for Bluefield. And Brown able to reach for the 2nd time on an error. As that'll be an error, as I mentioned, on the center fielder, the 3rd Bluefield error of the ball game. But that's a routine play, and you got to make the routine plays. Even though he did have to move over into left field, he just not able to hang on to the ball. So that'll keep the inning alive for Lester to be the hitter. He's 1 for 2 with a hit and a strikeout. And ball high, 1-0. But the one thing is, always know you can't give teams extra outs, especially a team as good as Independence. This ball is hit to the right side, and the right fielder looks like he can't make the play. He's not going to be able to make the play, and that's going to be an RBI double as Independence adds yet another run. So, as I say, you can't give teams extra outs, and the Independence able to score for the 4th time, and Brown able to score on that double, RBI double by Lester. And Lester's got 2 hits in the ball game. Right fielder for Bluefield, Robinson, unable to make the play. And Independence pushes another run across the dish for a 4-0 lead. So 4 runs on 5 hits. And Sipes, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, will now be the hitter. And here we are, when Bluefield comes to bat in the 6th inning. So Bluefield's got 6 outs left. And the way that Atticus Goodson has been pitching, and you've just given another run, that makes it was difficult enough being down 3 runs, but now really difficult now being down 4 runs. And like I said, Independence is a good team, and you give them a 4th out, they'll take advantage and make you pay, and they sure did make Bluefield pay on that. So 4 runs on 5 hits for the Patriots, while Bluefield, with only 1 hit, but have committed 3 errors. Count now goes to 3-1. And this happened after two men were out. After 2 were out, nobody on, Independence able to push a run across. And the count now goes full. So Brown set for the payoff pitch. Checks the runner down at second, and here comes the 3-2 offering. This ball is slapped to the left side, picked up by the shortstop. The long throw across the diamond is not in time. That's going to be an infield hit. We got to play at the plate, and Independence able to push yet another run across. So after 2 were out and nobody on, that costly error by Bluefield, now 2 unearned runs available to score, and that'll be an infield hit. And that will be the 6th hit of the ball game for Independence. And they've added yet another run, so they got a 5-0 lead. 5 runs on 6 hits. And J.D. Monroe will now be the hitter. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 1st and the 3rd inning. So Brown, who was really cruising along, he hadn't got the help behind him. And that era, after 2 were out, nobody on, have opened the floodgates and allowed 2 more runs to score. And out of the stretch, Brown will work. Count goes to 2-0. So Independence pushed 2 across in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and they've added 2 more. 2 big unearned runs here in the home half of the fifth inning to take this 5-0 lead. And 3-0 now the count to J.D. Monroe. Monroe, a big part of the Independence sports scene. Like I said, he was on the very successful state finalist football team, on the basketball team, and now here on the baseball team as well, as he'll take a called strike, taken all the way there. Count goes to 3-1. Coach Redmond for Bluefield going to make a visit to the mound. And let's see, I think we're going to have maybe a change. So it looks like we are maybe going to have a pitching change for Bluefield. Kerry Collins started the game. Riker Brown came in relief. And looks like we're getting ready to perhaps have another change. But Independence in control right now with a 5-0 lead. We'll go ahead and take a break while we're waiting on the pitching change or watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World at Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World of Beckley. We're more than just windows.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry, as we have Robbie Mounts and Bruce Mounts producing and directing. And Bluefield will make a pitching change. This will be the third pitcher of the game for the Beavers. And they've switched from the catcher, Redmond, will now go on the mound. So Kerry Collins started the game. Collins was relieved by Riker Brown, and now it'll be Bryson Redmond. And now we had to wait for the catcher, the new catcher, and we'll see who that is here in just a minute as Redmond's going through his warm-ups. But Independence leads in the game 5-0. 2 runs in the first, a run in the second, and looked like everything was all quiet here in the fifth inning with 2 outs and nobody on. And then a big error by Bluefield, their third of the game, has opened up the floodgates and allowed Independence to push 2 more across the dish and now extend the lead to 5-0. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Patriots. No runs, 1 hit, 3 errors. And Atticus Goodson has been outstanding, only giving up the 1 hit and striking out 11 as Redmond goes through his warm-ups. So as I mentioned, he's the third pitcher that Bluefield has used here this evening. And J.D. Monroe will be the hitter when we resume play. So let's see how many more warm-ups Redmond will have. And see when he's ready to go as we will resume play. So this is his final warm-up pitch, and then we'll be ready to continue action. As the sun starts to set, get a little cooler here in Coal City, West Virginia. Home plate umpire Jay Rutledge says we're ready to continue. So runner at first, 2 out, 2 runs already in, and the Patriots have extended the lead to 5-0. The count is 3-1 on the batter, J.D. Monroe. Monroe is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So Redmond will work out of the stretch, check the runner as he inherits a base runner and a 3-1 count. And there's ball 4, so Independence now has 2 on. And we'll have a pinch hitter. It will be James Williams will be the new batter, the pinch hitter for Independence.
Number 19, James Williams.
So Williams will be making his first plate appearance as Redmond works out of the stretch. We'll check both runners as the pitch to Williams is on its way. 0-1 the count. So it looked like that this was going to be a quiet inning for Independence, but like I said, you know, you give a team a 4th out and you really open the floodgates. And 2 runs and 2 on after that. This count goes to 1-1. Independence trying to win their 15th game of the season. They're 14-2. They've already got a win over Bluefield earlier in the year. Bluefield's 11-3. You're allowed to play as many as 30 games, but it's very rare in southern West Virginia through March and April you can get 30 games in. The weather, and especially this month of April, we've had a lot of, not just in this Raleigh County area, but throughout the state of West Virginia, a lot of cold weather, a lot of rain, even mixed with snow. Redmond is ready to pitch to Williams, and it's 3-1. So, you know, it looked like Bluefield, as wasn't mentioned, with 2 out, nobody on, and down 3-0, they are within striking distance. But since that era, the floodgates have opened, and Independence adding for more. They've already scored twice, and this pitch is fouled back, so now we'll have the payoff pitch coming to Williams. So we'll have both runners moving on the pitch. As we're at the 3-2, each runner gets their lead, and the payoff pitch on its way, and that'll be ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So this nightmare of a 5th inning will continue for Bluefield.
Number 22, Dylan Darnell.
So back-to-back walks have loaded them up, and Darnell will now be the hitter. He's 1 for 2. Got a hit, scored a run, and struck out. And a chance to really open the game right here if he can deliver a big hit. 1-0 the count. This is the number 9 hitter in the Independence order. If he can keep it alive, back to the top of the order. And it's 2-0. Atticus Goodson waits to hit next. Redmond ready and delivers the 2-0 pitch. And it's 3-0. So I'm sure Darnell will be taking all the way here. And Redmond ready with the 3-0 offering. And right across the plate for a called strike as Darnell was taking all the way. Count goes to 3-1. Redmond gets the sign and delivers the 3-1 pitch. This ball is a little comebacker right to the pitcher. They'll go to home to get the out in the inning, but not before Independence is able to push a couple of runs across the plate. They had a hit and a big error for Bluefield, and after 5, your score is Independence 5 and Bluefield nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry, along with Robbie and Butch Mounts and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, as we head to the top half of the sixth inning, and Independence has opened their lead to 5-0 for Bluefield here in the sixth. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters. Rockness, Harmon, and Collins due up. Independence got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and they pushed 2 across in the bottom of the fifth inning. After 2 were out, nobody were on. A big Bluefield error really opened the floodgates. Atticus Goodson has really had an outstanding outing, giving up 1 hit. He struck out 11 as we start the sixth inning. And there is a called strike to Rockness. Rockness struck out back in the first inning, and then in the third he drew a walk. So he's 0 for 1, and now he's in the hole at 0-2. So the 2, 3, and 4 hitters up for Bluefield. And Atticus Goodson, as the sun has gone down, he has gotten stronger as he just blows that pitch right past Rockness. That's the second time that Rockness has struck out, and that's the 12th strikeout for Goodson, and that's the first out in the Bluefield sixth inning. So Harmon will now be the hitter, and he's 0 for 2. He struck out twice, but the last time he struck out, the catcher dropped the ball, and he was able to reach, but he's 0 for 2. And Goodson with 12 strikeouts and a 1-hitter. 1-0 the count. Atticus Goodson, the Kennedy Award winner for Independence with outstanding, tremendous football year. Count evens at 1-1. And he helped lead Independence to the championship game before they fell to a very good Fairmont team. And Independence, they feel in him and with all the other good players that they have, a chance for Independence not only just to get back to the state tournament in baseball, but a chance to win it. But as I mentioned, they've got to beat a lot of good quality teams just to get there. And, of course, they got to beat quality teams when they get there, but they got to get there first. And they definitely have the team to do it, as do the other teams that they will be seeing along the way in the section and in the region. So Goodson ready, and the pitch. Swung on, this ball was popped up and fouled back out of play. Count will leave it at 2-2. So 2-2 to Harmon. He started the game at first, then he moved over to shortstop. And Goodson's ready, and here comes the 2-2 offering. This ball is fouled back. Harmon just able to extend and get a little piece of the bat on the ball. But Atticus Goodson, as I mentioned, as the game has gone on, he's gotten stronger, and he has really settled in. He's pitched to Jim thus far, only giving up 1 hit and striking out 12. This ball is hit to left field. Going back to the left fielder, looking up, and actually the center fielder comes over to make the play. That was a nice job that time by Brown, able to get over there in center field and make the catch for the second out of the inning. So a fly out to center field. And with 2 outs in this inning, Kerry Collins will now be the hitter. And Atticus Goodson has retired the last 11 batters that he has faced. So with 2 out, sixth inning, Bluefield down to their final 4 outs of the ball game. This ball is hit sharply back up the middle, and it's going to maybe get through the second base and able to knock it down Monroe, but that's going to be a hit. That ball was stung pretty good by Collins. That's Collins' second hit of the ball game, and he's got both Bluefield hits. That's only Bluefield's second hit of the game, and Collins has got both of them. So a 2-out hit, and that'll bring Brown to the dish. Brown, a strikeout victim, and ground out to shortstop. He's 0 for 2. Brown started the game at center field, then came in to pitch. So Goodson will work out of the stretch. And ball 1 to Brown. Ball gets past the catcher, and that'll allow the runner for Bluefield, Collins, to motor on down to second. So Bluefield has a runner in scoring position with 2 down here in the 6th inning. And this ball's a hitter to the first baseman. It's bobbled, and they flip it over, and he's going to be safe. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. As the first baseman, Lester, not able to make the play, and he was trying to get it unassisted, and he couldn't handle it. And now with 2 outs, and there was nobody on, now all of a sudden to hit, and now you have an error. And now the runners are at the corners for Bluefield, as Harris will now be the hitter. Let's see. As we got a meeting of the mound there for Independence at first base. So that's the first error of the ball game for the Patriots. So Independence with 5 runs, 6 hits, and now an error. Bluefield, no runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors. And now the home plate umpire, Jay Rutledge, going out to break out the meeting of the mound. Atticus Goodson trying to nail down a complete game, and he's 4 outs away from doing that. But like I said, you cannot give these teams extra outs. So Bluefield will have runners at first and third. They trail in the game 5-0 and trying to get on the scoreboard, and Harris will now be the hitter. He drew a base on ball and struck out, so he's 0 for 1. So Goodson works out of the stretch, and there's a called strike. So 0-1 to Harris. And the 0-1 pitch, there's called strike 2. Brown makes his way down to second, so Bluefield rather has 2 runners in scoring position. But if you're Atticus Goodson, you don't worry about that. You just try to bear down and get this guy out, and that would get you out of the inning. And if he can get Harris out and close out the inning, and the pitch, it's a little off the plate, 1-2. So Goodson having to pitch a little extra pitches this inning because of the 1 error Independence made and the pitch. This ball swung on. This ball's hit to the first baseman. That's a bad hop. That's going to be a hit. And that's going to plate a couple of Bluefield runs. And once again, just like in Independence's last time at bat, they had 2 outs, nobody on. An error opened the floodgates. And here, an error will open the floodgates as well. That'll be a base hit. 2 RBIs, and Bluefield will dent the scoreboard as both Collins and Brown come around and score, and that makes the score 5-2. As also, that's the 3rd hit of the ball game. And after 2 were out, and nobody on, an error opens the floodgates, and Bluefield able to punch a couple of home to make it 5-2 here in the 6th inning. And I know Goodson wanted to shut out. The main thing, obviously, if you're Independent, you want to get the win. But he felt this was a game he could have had the shutout, at least going to the 7th inning. As Buzzo is now the hitter for Bluefield. I beg your pardon, Harris now the hitter. And that will end the inning. But Bluefield able to push a couple of runs across the plate. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's a 5-2 Independence lead over Bluefield. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Dad, Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Coal City, West Virginia, here at Joe Goddard Field. I'm Maris Lowry, producing and directing the game, Robbie Mounts, along with Butch Mounts, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, the cameraman, and a 5-2 lead for Bluefield, or regular for Independence, rather, over Bluefield, as Independence comes to hit here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Independence got 2 in the first and 1 in the second. They pushed across 2 more in the fifth to go up 5-0. Bluefield scored 2 in the sixth. It's 5-2 as Redmond, the third pitcher for Bluefield, on the mound. And it'll be back to the top of the order as it'll be Goodson, Farrington, and Kiblinger to bat for Independence. So Atticus Goodson, he will lead things off. He got a hit, scored a run, got hit by a pitch, and grounded out to second base. Or the shortstop, rather. So he is 1 for 2. And he takes ball 1 to start off the home half of the sixth inning. Goodson's given up as a pitcher 3 hits and struck out 12 Bluefield hitters. And he takes a cut and misses. Count evens at 1-1. Bluefield will have the bottom of the order up in the top half of the seventh. Redmond ready. Now he backs off the rubber. Now steps back on it, ready to deliver the 1-1 to Atticus Goodson. And that's a ball. 2-1 the count. Independence trying to get their 15th win of the season. We're just about a week and a half away from the sectional tournament. They'll wind down, actually, the rundown the regular season will end at the end of next week. And then postseason play will begin. And Goodson gets hit by a pitch for the second time. So Goodson's down at first as he leads off by getting hit by a pitch. And Farrington will now be the hitter. Farrington 0 for 3 in the game.
Now for the Patriots, number 11, Elijah Farrington.
So Goodson will get his lead at first. Redmond will work out the stretch. Now make a throw over there. Goodson easily back in as night starts to set here in Coal City, West Virginia, right outside of Beckley here in Raleigh County. Redmond out of the stretch, ready to pitch to Farrington. And the pitch. Goodson's on his way to second. The throw too high and not in time. A stolen base for Atticus Goodson. So now with nobody out, Goodson in scoring position as he gets the stolen base. But he got a big jump on Redmond and just no chance to be able to throw him out. So Goodson will take his lead at second. Now we'll have a meeting of the mound. Bluefield skipper Redmond makes his way out to talk to the pitcher Redmond. And I'm not sure if they're going to make yet another pitching change. And they are not. Just talking over strategy here. So Atticus Goodson gets his lead at second. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. 3-run lead for Independence. Count evens at 1-1 to Farrington. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Nope. There for a minute, looked like they're ready to deal the 1-1, and then Redmond made a fake throw down to second. Goodson back in. And the 1-1 pitch. And that's called strike for 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Farrington in the hole at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, fouled back out of play. Farrington able to get a little bit of the bat on the ball there to stay alive. Trying to hit the ball to the right side to advance the runner over. And Redmond's ready for the 1-2 pitch. On its way. And that's way outside. The count evens at 2-2. Kiblinger waits to hit next. And the 2-2. Redmond now backs off the rubber. Redmond much more deliberate than what Brown was. Brown was in a groove there, pitched like every 6-7 seconds. But Redmond much more deliberate. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. This ball swung on. It's hit to the shortstop. The only play is to first. They make the throw at first. They get the out at first. But that's a nice play by Farrington. Even though he does ground out for the first out, he's able to get Goodson over to third with just 1 out. So they advance the runner. And it'll be Kiblinger will be the hitter. Kiblinger struck out last time up. And just try to make contact. Let's see if Bluefield will bring their infield in. They do it third and it's short to try to cut off the run. Now they do it first. And there's a bunt attempt. And a strike as he offered at it, missed it. Big run out there at third base. So Bluefield charging at all positions. They got the infield in everywhere except for second. In on the grass at third, short and first. And the 0-1 to Kiblinger. He squares the bunt. And the count evens. Let's see. That looked like that was outside. I don't think he took an offer at that. Count evens at 1-1. Yeah, it's 1-1. Scoreboard is incorrect. It says 0-2, but we're on it. It is 1-1. So good job of umpiring for Jay Rutledge to make sure everybody knew that. Now it's 2-1. That's why we always know when you come to a game, especially high school games, you can't always go by what's on the scoreboard. And, you know, as a hitter, as a defensive player, you've always got to know the count. And the 2-1 pitch squares the bunt. And there's a strike, and the count will now even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kiblinger squared the bunt a couple times, but now 2-2. And of course, if you bunt with 2 strikes and it's foul, it goes as a strikeout. So let's see what Kiblinger will do here as he waits on the 2-2 pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 3. So with 2 outs, and Goodson down at third, Brown will be the hitter. Got a hit, drove in a couple of runs back in the first inning, reached on an error twice and scored a run. So he's 1 for 3, but he's been on base 3 times, and as I mentioned, he has scored a run. He hits from the left-hand side of the plate. And here's a wild pitch, but there's not enough room for the backstop for the ball to get that far away to allow Goodson able to score. Sun setting out at center field, and nighttime sets in here up at Coal City. Count is 2-0 to Brown. If Brown can keep the inning alive, Lester would hit next. A 3-run lead for Independence, with Goodson down at third and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Of course, these are 7-inning games, and now the count's 3-0. Independence 14-2, trying to go to 15-2. And trying to beat Bluefield for the second time this season. They throw over to third. Of course, Goodson in, no problem there. Here's a called strike. Count goes to 3-1. Taking all the way was Brown. Like I said, Brown's been on base all 3 times tonight. Got 2 runs driven in with a single in the first and reached each of the last 2 times due to error and scored a run. And now he's on due to base on ball. So he's got a hit, and he's reached a couple errors, now draws a walk. Runners at the corners with 2 down. Lester will now be the hitter. Lester's 2 for 3. Got a couple of hits and a strikeout. Scored a run. Two on and 2 out. And ball 1 to Lester. Lester's got a single, a strikeout, and a double, and scored a run back in the 5th inning. Redmond, a very deliberate, no hurry. And the pitch is inside, and there goes Brown, takes off for second. So now Independence got 2 runners in scoring position. And if Lester can deliver his 3rd hit of the game, he could play a couple of more runs, you would think, especially with 2 outs running on anything. But it's 3-0 the count to Lester. Sipes waits to hit next. And Redmond ready with the 3-0. Taking all the way is Lester, and he draws the strike. And the 3-1 offering. Another called strike. Now the count's gone full. So runners at third and second, 2 out. And the count has gone full to Andy Lester. And here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on. Here's a drive. Left field going back. And that is going to be off the wall. And that will plate 2 more runs, as that will be a stand-up double for Andy Lester. And the 3rd hit of the ball game for Lester, as he drives in 2 more runs, and Independence expands their lead to 7-2. So Lester's done it with his bat.
Batting out for Independence, number 12, Tanner Sipes.
7 runs on 7 hits. And out of those 7 hits, 3 of them have been by Lester. Andy Lester, a 3-hit game. As Sipes is now the hitter, he struck out twice and got a hit. He's 1 for 3. 7-1 for Independence. And Lester has been the man at the plate with 3 hits. Goodson has been outstanding on the mound. Goodson has scattered 3 hits and have 12 strikeouts. As Sipes takes a big cut and misses. And the pitch. Called strike 3, and that's the end of the 6th inning. After 6 complete innings of play, your score is Independence 7, Bluefield 2. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Spring off right with a new Buick or GMC from West Virginia's largest Buick GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall. We now have new Acadias, Terrains, Yukons, 1500s, and 2500s in stock. And now the 2022 Buick Encore that gets over 30 miles per gallon with pre-owned vehicles at an all-time high. Trade your car, truck, or SUV for a newer model with little or no payment increase. Give us a try before you buy. At West Virginia's #1 award-winning Buick and GMC dealer, Beckley Auto Mall, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive, Beckley. Shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
And we welcome you back to Independence as we get ready to go to the top of the 7th. But through 6 innings, your line score is Independence 7 runs, 7 hits, an error. Bluefield 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors. Your line score brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, you're a Amana dealer. Indoor Air Incorporated is a proud supporter of student athletes of Raleigh County. You can call Jeff Varney at Indoor Air. You can reach him at 304-890-2212. Well, Atticus Goodson trying to get a complete game, as he's got 12 strikeouts, and Bluefield down to their final at-bat here in the top half of the 7th inning. And so we are ready to roll here for the top half of the 7th inning. And we've got a new batter, I think, up at the plate there. And we'll get him in just a minute. It'll be Gore, the hitter. So Gore will lead things off here in the top half of inning number 7. Hits the ball down the right field line, but foul. So it'll be Gore, and he will be followed by Fuller. Gore, Fuller, and then Redmond. There's the first out of the inning, a strikeout. That's the 13th strikeout for Atticus Goodson. 1 out here in the 7th inning, nobody aboard, and maybe Goodson has reached his pitch count. So he will have to come out of the game as far as a pitcher. He may stay in the game and play another position, but he's done as far as a pitcher. And the main thing, you know, if you're Independence, obviously you want to get the win, but if they hadn't had that error and back last inning, he had to pitch extra pitches to get out of that inning, and he could have been able to get a complete game. But that's not going to be the case, so he's not going to be able to do it. And the main thing, like I said, is just getting the win. So let's see who the new pitcher is going to be for Independence. Is J.D. Monroe will try to come in. This is not a save opportunity because there are 2 outs, and it's a 5-run lead. So J.D. Monroe, while he goes through his warm-ups, we'll take a quick break, come back. You're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
Back here at Independence, J.D. Monroe trying to put the final touches on what Independence hopes to be their 15th win of the year. And they're 2 outs away from doing so. 7-2 Independence lead. Independence with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They pushed across 2 in each of the 5th and 6th innings for their runs. Bluefield's 2 runs came in the top of the 6th. So Bluefield down to their final 2 outs. Atticus Goodson has given up 2 runs, 3 hits, and actually 2 unearned runs. Actually had 3 hits, struck out 13, as the hitter is Fuller. So 0-1 the count to Caleb Fuller. And J.D. Monroe on the mound. Works out of the stretch. This ball is hit down the left field line, giving chases the left fielder, and it's going to be out of play, foul ball. So a long strike, and the count goes to 0-2 to Fuller. Bluefield 11-3. But Goodson was outstanding here tonight. And Monroe on the mound now. And the 0-2 pitch swung on. This ball is hit to center field. Very, very playable. Should be routine. And there's the catch being made out in center field by Brown. So Bluefield down to their final out. 2 outs, and it'll be Redmond coming to the dish. So Bluefield down to their last out. J.D. Monroe works out of the stretch, and the pitch. It's ball 1. A 7-2 Independence lead, and 1 out away from the Patriots getting their 15th victory. Monroe set, pitch, count goes to 2-0. But it's gone from chilly to really cold here at Coal City as the Patriots try to close this one out. Out of the stretches, Monroe, the pitch. And that's a called strike. So 2-1 the count. And the 2-1 offering. This ball is hit, and will it stay in play? Giving chase, it was a long run by the left fielder and not able to make the play in foul ground. He had to make, that was a long run by Sipes and not able to haul that in. There's a lot of room down the line, and Sipes looked like he may have overran the play. So the count will hold at 2-2. So Independence strike away and out away from going to 15-2 on the year and dropping Bluefield to 11-4. Atticus Goodson had 13 strikeouts in the game. Monroe's ready for the 2-2. This ball swung on and driven in the gap, and that's going to get down for a hit and going to roll all the way to the wall. Redmond will round first, and he'll make it the second easily for a stand-up double. So with 2 outs, Redmond able to get his first hit of the ball game, and that will bring up Rockness. Davis Rockness will now be the hitter. And Rockness has struck out twice and drew a base on ball. So a 2-out double by Redmond. And, you know, that final out's always the toughest one to get. Monroe works out of the stretch. And this ball is hit to the third baseman. That's going to be fair, picked up across the diamond, and an out. That's a great defensive play by Darnell at third, and that's how the game will end. Your final score is Independence 7 and Bluefield 2. We'll come back and recap as you're watching live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
The LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks and even discounts on fuel. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't throw your tax return out the window. Make a wise investment with new replacement windows, siding, and doors from Window World at Beckley. Tax returns spent right. Our products add value, curb appeal, and energy efficiency to any home. We've been improving homes for over 18 years, and that makes us proud. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your free in-home estimate. Window World at Beckley. We're more than just windows.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School. I'm Maris Lowry, as we appreciate your attendance here on video production here this evening. The final line score of Independence, 7 runs, 7 hits, and an error. Bluefield, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors. Your line score is brought to you by Indoor Air, your Amana dealer. Indoor Air Incorporated is a proud supporter of the student athletes of Raleigh County. For all your indoor air needs, whether it be heating and cooling, you can reach out to Jeff Varney, and you can get him at 304-890-2212. Once again, the final score, 7-2. The victor is Independence. They get their 15th win of the season, and Independence will now go to 15-2. They've beaten Bluefield for the second time. Bluefield will fall to 11-4. Independence got 2 in the first, got 1 in the second. They got 2 in the fifth. Bluefield then pushed 2 runs across in the top of the 6th, and then Independence got 2 in the bottom of the 6th to win the ball game 7-2. Atticus Goodson gets the win as he had 13 strikeouts, and at the plate, the bat of Andy Lester, as Lester went 3 for 4, as he had 2 doubles and a single, and he scored a run. He was the offensive main weapon for Independence. Once again, final score, Independence defeats Bluefield 7-2. So for our crew here at Coal City, for Butch Mounts, for Robbie Mounts, and the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, I'm Maris Lowry saying good night, everybody, and glad you have been watching this live streaming coverage of high school baseball here on Video Productions.